So we often try and save teeth rather than taking them out. This is a canine tooth that's been fractured. You can kind of see, we can actually see the pulp cavity. You probably have to, you might have to come from another angle, but what I'm showing you is we're going to do, we try and save teeth. You don't always just want to take teeth out. And I'm about to try and just save the pulp in this tooth. So we've taken an x-ray, we can see exactly how far it is in the pulp. And now I'm going to basically, this is just pumice, which a dentist will probably know what it is. It's just like a, so pumice is just a way of really cleaning this tooth. Before I start, I'd like it to be pretty close to sterile. So now that we've prepared, the pulp cavity's been prepared, you can take a look at some of the things from MTA. This is MTA. From glass ionomers to acid etching to bonding. We've been doing all those things and we've done the procedure. I'm now going to be just completing the final stage, now, which is equivalent to a human filling. It's almost identical. So what I'm going to do is, now that I've finished the procedure, I'm going to acid etch it. I need 20 seconds if we can. So am I getting 20 seconds?
I can count for you.
Tell me when to start.
Right now.
So this is acid etching. It's going to open the dentine tubules. It will, and we're going to try and just seal this completely.
19, 20.
So there's all acid on the tooth now. So before I wash it off, I'll take a swab, a sterile swab. Take the acid off. We're going to use a bonding etch, so put some bonding on the tooth. You can see having a light makes all the difference in the world. It's a light curing bonding. You can take a picture if you want. So it's a very thin first layer, and I'll put a little bit more, and I've still got a bit of work. I still want to smooth out the tooth. I'm still not comfortable about the just the way it's looking, but I'm trying to maximize my hold of the composite. And those of you watching, next time you go to the dentist and you have a filling, you don't see because you're sitting there and the dentist is just working, but your dentist is actually doing the exact same thing. He's putting acid etch on, he's cleaning it off. Or she's putting on the bonding and she's light curing it. And you're sitting there relaxing in that comfortable dental chair, whereas the animal's under anesthetic. It's hard to really see when you're watching on the video, but I'm getting this really smooth and neat. It's going to be because the finish is everything. If I can finish this correctly, then it's going to be smooth and it should be fine. I mean, I want this tooth to last forever. Even the pulse and the blood
So
pressure.
SpO2 right now, it says at 99, but of course our pulse ox here says at 100, so I'm going to go for the 100. Our heart rate's at 67 with our pulse rate at 74, and our blood pressure is at 79/33, so it's quite good.
What does pulse ox mean?
Pulse ox, it's handheld pulse ox, so this one's attached to the
What
tongue.
does it measure? Do you know?
It measures the
Percentage.
percentage of oxygen
So remember
and the
that.
heart rate.
You're not supposed to look at the UV light. So what you can see is we've got a dedicated anaesthetist. You saw that we're measuring an ECG. You can actually see a beautiful lead to ECG running the whole way through. So we can see that the heart is going well. We've got a beep sound. So every time the heart beeps, there's a sound. So you can hear it's about just over 1 second. We've got the pulse oximetry measures your oxygenation, which is 100, which you'd expect on pure oxygen under anesthetic. And remember, with COVID, you want it to be nice and high as well. Blood pressure, I mean, Jack Russells are difficult. They've got smaller legs and the reading, although it sounds low, we're just monitoring the trend and the reading's okay. There's an infusion pump drip, which you might have seen. And if you'd like to also show, there's an X-ray of the tooth that we'll take before and after we do procedures. So I've actually got, I don't know if you can see, I've actually got a very, very smooth finish. The tooth feels really smooth. It's I've got a few millimeters layer over the pulp cavity. I've tried to use the existing tooth as best I can. I might put one final tiny layer. And then I'll polish it and we'll just finish the skull and polish on the mouth. Tom, how long have we been going?
25 minutes.
And the nice thing is this light curing adhesive, it bonds really quickly. It heals.
It's quite good.
It's looking very good. I think it's going to be okay. This is the final one. There are a few vets that are doing it, so it's not something we do every day. We probably get asked to do it here probably twice a month, maybe 3 times a month. So although we do it a lot, and I absolutely love doing it because they seem to do really well. But you can see that it's not as routine that we can just do it like maybe an endodontist might be doing it all the time. Twice a week is not considered that much. So it's really important now to get it as smooth as possible. I'm going to try and smooth it down. So we're going to take a so it's just like sandpapering wood. You just want you want just a very fine finish. So the polishing is a very important part. It's got to be smooth, there's be no edges sticking out that when you choose, otherwise everything will just fall apart. So I'm going to spend probably 5 minutes polishing. That was a coarse polishing. That was coarse polishing. Let's play your video. So it was coarse polishing. So now I'm going to use something that's slightly less coarse. And then I'll use a very, very fine polisher. So it's like using sandpaper. Just at different... so this is much finer. So now I'll get a really smooth... I really don't want any... And finally, the last polishing bit that I'll be using. So we've got, Sharini, you can watch the video, but take a look. So we've really done it, we built it up beautifully. And it's actually looking really good. I think it's looking excellent. So what I do is polish it in 3 stages. I've got different polishing from fine to super fine. And that's the final masterpiece. So we're going to finish scaling and polish them out. We're very happy with the outcome that we've got.